One day, about a year ago, I was leaving work and going to my car. I parked behind our building that day, and I was the only person parked in the back. It's not the nicest of areas, so I'm always very aware of my surroundings when I'm walking in the back. And the parking lot is a big open circle, so you can obviously see if there's anyone walking around. I was in the middle of the parking lot, so lots of open room around me. I got into my car, locked it, and started setting up my phone for music. I had a feeling to look up, and in my car rearview mirror, a guy popped up from behind my car with his hands on the trunk. He started waving his arms in a come here motion, then started walking around to my driver's side. I immediately floored it out of there, but he was running trying to catch up. I lost him, but when I got home, I realized the only place he could have come from was underneath my car. I would have seen him in the parking lot, and there's no way he could have ran through the open lot and been able to pop up behind my car in a couple of minutes. I was setting up my phone without me seeing. I check under my car every time now. In late May, I decided to take a trip to London for a long weekend, and I stayed in an Airbnb for the first time. It was a nice detached house, slightly away from the usual hustle and bustle of busy London roads. First day was all good and well, and in the morning I left to explore the city. When I came back to the Airbnb, I found it weird how the entry lights were on, as I'm vigilant with turning off lights when leaving. It's almost like a muscle memory nowadays wherever I am. However, I was a bit tipsy that night and decided to just put that thought to the back of my mind, and I went to bed. The next morning I got up and left to do some more exploring. I came back home in the late evening. When I stepped through the door, the front lights were on this time, but what I did find strange was how the window near the front door had its blinds drawn to the side, when they were previously closed for as long as I had been staying there. As I made my way into the kitchen, I came to find a half-full glass of cola on the countertop, alongside a dirty dish in the sink. You may think it was mine and I just forgot. However, I had cleaned up after cooking breakfast that day, and the remainder of what was in this bowl looked like cereal, which I had not had this morning. I wasn't planning on making excuses, and I trust my instinct, so I promptly left the premise and contacted my host. He came down rather quickly as I hung around the closest bus stop. When he got there, we went in together, and I told him that I was concerned someone may have gotten in when I was away. He was thankfully very empathetic and understanding of my concern. He then decided to remotely check the camera footage, and while it's rewinding, he caught a man wearing a backpack entering through the back bathroom window through the garden, then leaving about 2 hours later through the front entry window, which, when we checked, was still unlocked. Remember how I said it was odd that the blinds were drawn back on that window? Police were called, and we filled in our statement. From what I know, he has since taken that property down from his Airbnb page, and it has not been put back on since. I've not been contacted by the police after the initial report either, so honestly I can't even tell you if he's been caught or not, and if the host had any further footage of this man coming in or out. I'm just glad I didn't come face to face with him. Who knows what would have happened. I wonder how long he's been doing this for. Another note, when I was packing to leave, I could not find my teddy bear, which I had taken with me. I strongly believe he took it with him, and I missed that teddy bear. So to summarize, remember to always trust your instinct, and we have the ability to do so for a reason. So this happened in a Walmart parking lot last summer. I was leaving Walmart with my son, who was 7 at the time. I was also heavily pregnant. So anyways, we got to the car, and my son got in the back seat while I put our stuff in the back of my SUV. I got into the seat, and I had just locked the doors. I try to stay in the habit of always locking the doors as soon as I get in the car, when some guy I've never seen before came up out of nowhere and attempted to open my passenger door. What the fuck? I looked at the guy like, what the fuck are you doing? And he looked at me and busted out laughing and walked away. My first thought was he had mistaken my car for someone else's, a lot of black SUVs around. But I watched him walk over to another guy who was smoking a cigarette and was sitting there in a big silver truck with the driver's side door open, also laughing. The driver finished his cigarette, and the guy that tried to open my door got in the truck with him. I don't know, maybe they thought it was funny to just see my reaction. I didn't feel in danger or anything, mostly just annoyed. I pulled out of there and haven't had anything like that happen since, but I still wonder sometimes because it was just so random. I've had a drunk addict try to open my door before, but this seemed different.